God have mercy. I'm on my knees. Are you listening? God have mercy. I know you're there. Why ain't you answering? Release me from the debt that I can't pay. Forgive me as you walk me to my grave. I don't need no stone that reads my name. I beg you, Lord, let me through your gate. God have mercy. I'm on my knees. Are you listening? God have mercy. I know you're there. Why ain't you answering? If I could have just one wish, take me down from your crucifix, burn my body, sacrifice it, cast it to the fish. I beg you, Lord, wash away my sin. God have mercy. I'm on my knees. Are you listening? God have mercy. I know you're there. Why ain't you answering? God have mercy now. God have mercy now. God have mercy now. God have mercy now. Hear my desperate prayer. Walking in the shadows of nowhere. Lord have mercy on my soul. Be there when I'm dead. 'Cause I've been to hell, now to you I beg. God have mercy. I'm on my knees. Are you listening? God have mercy. I know you're there. Why ain't you answering? Yeah, I know you're there. Why ain't you answering? I know you're there. Why ain't you answering? I know you're there. Why ain't you answering?
It's Mercy by Wesley Dean on 91.1 The Globe, a live in-studio session with the man himself, Wesley Dean.
Hey,
Wesley Dean is originally from Australia,
Yes,
performing under the
I
name
am.
Wes Carve, now in the American roots and Americana scene as Wesley Dean. You're setting out to make a new name for yourself here in America, and you're having a great time doing it and a great success doing it. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, man. Thanks. Happy to be here. It was awesome here. It's great.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Sorry, what's that?
How you doing today?
I'm good, man. We just came from Lexington, and yeah, it was like what did we get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning?
man.
Drove straight here.
Yeah.
A few egg bites from Starbucks, and here we are.
Those are the best.
They
They're
are,
really
man.
good.
They
All right, well, his latest album, Music from Crazy Hearts, released in April of this year. It's out wherever you get your music. You can find more information about it at wesleydeanmusic.com. Wesley, I want to set the stage a little bit for people
Yeah.
because I think you have just a super cool story, and you went through a huge change in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, or kind of close to after you were a star in Australia, winning Australian Idol, having several hit songs, and now you're in Nashville, moved along with the family. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about it. Why'd you move?
2019, we sold our house and gave away everything at the end of 2019, and we were preparing to move in March 2020 to America. And as everyone knows, the world shut down, and So we kind of waited for, I think, what was it, like 11 months or something. And we arrived February 2021, and borders were closed in Australia. My two boys were 7 and 2 at the time. And so we got on a plane and just, it was like, hang on to your hats, don't look back. And I wrote a song called Don't Look Back, which I'll play in a minute, but that song was just sitting around, and I had half of my friends and family were, what are you doing? You're mad, moving to America at this time in this time in history. And another part of my friends and family were like, you just gotta live your life, just gotta keep rolling, And so obviously I was conflicted, being a dad now and happily married, but that time for everyone, I think it highlighted so many things for people, old or young or whoever you are. I think it made people really think about who they are as who they are as people, and where they want to go, in life. Because it's I guess we got sort of better part of 80 years, So I was just sort of thinking about it one day, and this song just kind of dropped out of nowhere, and it was like, don't look back. You got to keep moving forward no matter what. Even when you're stationary, you got to just keep moving along and just be better, not bitter.
Yeah. Well, your first album since moving to Nashville was called Unknown, and I mean, I'm not necessarily a writer or anything, but it feels like if you're a writer and you go through this huge move, you almost like have to write that album.
You do,
right? You have to write that album, Into the Unknown and stuff. So
exactly.
What's the second album then? What's now? Because the Unknown was moving to America, but now you have this second album, Music from Crazy Hearts. What's this one about now?
Music from Crazy Hearts. The first thing I needed to do was write it all myself. I got to Nashville. Being in Nashville is an incredible opportunity to be there. There's a certain playbook that people tell you what you need to be doing instead of what you want to do. And so I listened to a lot of advice, and usually when you listen to too much advice, you become very conflicted, and you move away from part of your own soul, your own intention. And I did that, which is there's nothing wrong with that, there's always growth in everything, good and bad, mainly in the bad sometimes, So I got to town, it was the height of the pandemic. I had 2 kids, a whole new life, a whole new thing, and I wrote Unknown. And then when it came time to write another record, I was I was in a lot of doubt, self-doubt, I was at a crossroads. Whether do I go home? Do I go back to Australia and retreat? Or do I make this my home and keep moving forward? Don't look back. There it is again.
There it is.
And so I wrote a song called Mercy, which I just played. And I write music at 3 a.m. every morning, and I get up early and have a coffee and then see what comes out, kind of thing. And some of these things, they just kind of land, and then you sort of have to pick up the pieces and make it make sense. And that's what I did. Mercy just came along. I wrote that one in 10 minutes or something. It just came out in a kind of a spur of the moment. Like, this is exactly what I'm feeling right now. It was literally full moon, 3 a.m. and I was howling at the heavens.
It's like perfect.
Yeah,
It's
it was all the fairy tale type imagery, but it was like that, And as soon as I wrote Mercy, I went, okay, I'm going to write a new record. And Crazy Hearts is I guess is like an ethos. Crazy Hearts or a crazy heart in my terminology is a person that feels like they live outside the box, in life. They just don't feel like they fit in anywhere, and that's kind of been my experience my whole entire musical life. I've been a chameleon. I've been a singer, dancer, sometimes actor. I've been in musical theatres. I've played in rock bands, punk bands. I've collaborated with a lot of people in Australia and over here now, and I got to live this sort of crazy-hearted life that I just kind of shape-shifted into, and Music from Crazy Hearts, ironically, is me kind of putting my flag down and saying, well, that is me. You know, it's nothing wrong with being the chameleon, nothing wrong with not feeling like you fit in. You know, that's my whole entire life. So the whole record, I had to write it myself in order to say what I wanted to say. I couldn't sit in a writer's room with four other guys or whatever and write about, you know, the wall or something. I needed to write about exactly what was going on with me at the time. So, and that's music from Crazy Hearts. That's how it was born.
Cool.
You know?
Wow, it's a beautiful record and it's awesome. But we're gonna talk, or we're gonna go into the next song. Don't Look Back. Sort of like you said about moving from Australia, not looking back. So take it away, Wesley.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You gotta believe in something if you wanna be anything in this life. You gotta believe in everything if you wanna be the keeper of the light. So don't look back. It brings a heart attack. It chases you down that path where the boy becomes a man and the girl leaves her dying plans, and a fight gets greater than what you're fighting for. So who are you fighting for? Who are you fighting for? You gotta believe in yourself if you wanna be anyone in this world. You gotta hold on to someone if you wanna feel sweet heaven or hell. So don't look back. It brings a heart attack. It chases you down that path where the boy becomes a man and the girl leaves her dying plans, and the fight gets greater than what you were fighting for. So who are you fighting for? Who are you fighting for? Don't look back. It brings a heart attack. It chases you down that path where the boy becomes a man and the girl leaves her dying plans, and the fight gets greater than what you're fighting for. So who are you fighting for? Who are you fighting for?
Wesley Dean on 91.1 The Globe. That was Don't Look Back. And wow, beautiful song, Wesley.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
I love the harmonica. Feels like it's something that people don't play much anymore. So it's a nice like change.
Yeah. I don't know, I've always been playing it. It's kind of one of those instruments that I don't even, if somebody asks me what I play, I'd never mention the harmonica. But I don't know why. It's just something that's like
Just like happens.
it's
Yeah.
just a natural thing, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you talked a little bit when we were talking previously about being a chameleon of sorts in the
Yes.
music industry.
Yep.
And one thing that caught my attention when I was researching you a little bit was some of the people that you've brought up in past interviews and stuff that you listened to as a kid.
Yeah.
And I have some of them listed here, such as Jackson 5, Nirvana.
Yeah.
But that wasn't Jackson 5 or Nirvana.
No.
So where along the way did you find Wesley Dean?
Yeah. So when I was 6, 7, and 8, you know, I started. I was a singer more so than anything when I was really young, and I used to imitate all the Motown records. My mum had my mum had Thriller on vinyl. And I was obsessed with that since I was before I could walk. I'm an 82 model, and that was an 82 record. So. And then by the time I got to sort of 8, I was singing, you know, all the Michael stuff. And believe it or not, I actually won a Michael Jackson lookalike competition when I was 8 or 9.
Really?
So there you go.
That's awesome.
For those people that are only listening to this, I'm a guy with a beard now. But it's crazy. But that was sort of a whole other lifetime, and that's how I guess I learned how to play and learned the rhythm, learned the rhythm and blues. You know, learned the musicality, I guess, of. I mean, they're the best players in the world. Those guys, you know.
Right.
James Jamerson on the bass, you know. And so as I got older and angrier as an adolescent, it literally overnight went from Jackson 5 to Nirvana. And I strung my mum's nylon string guitar and was playing, what is it?
Yep.
And so I taught myself how to play guitar through chord chart books back in the day, pre-internet. That's how old I am, folks. And so Nirvana Unplugged and, you know, Nevermind and Bleach and all those records I was obsessed with. And then I branched out into, you know, 90s music and got into bands. And then I moved to Sydney when I was 14, 15. I started playing little venues around town. And I wasn't allowed in unless I had my dad with me. So he used to drive me around to these late night bars, and I used to play on bar stools like the one you're sitting on, barefoot, and play all of my music. You know, I started writing my music as soon as I learned a few chords on the guitar, and I just kind of went from there, and it was whatever came out. It wasn't anything that was architected. I never kind of went, I'm going to write a song like Nirvana, or I'm going to write a song like Michael, or I'm going to write a song like Joe Cocker or whatever. It was just, this is how I feel, you know, more so than anything. And I guess that, you know, what I will say is that's what kind of frustrates me about today's music is that we feel like everybody's chasing a hashtag or a trend more so than just writing from their heart and soul, you know. And I don't want to get on my high horse too much about that, but I feel like, you know, that is really important to just write from where your standpoint, because there's only more growth in that, you know. So I guess that's why that sounds so different to a lot of my influences, because I just write from what I'm feeling at the time, man, you know.
Was that something that you've had to learn? I'm not trying to put you on the high horse, but is that something that you've had to learn? Because I
just trial and error. You know, it's just something that I did naturally. I think, you know, when I started writing music, you know, look, it's a tale as old as time, but, you know, my parents broke up when I was 12, 13, and I was looking for an outlet. And so I decided that I was going to write songs about it, you know. And we had an old pianola at home, which is I guess it's like an early computer. It was a piano, but you pedal it, and it plays music.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, and so I watched the keys play, and that's how I sort of got to learn piano, by just watching the keys, all the chord shapes on the piano. And as soon as I figured that out, I was like, okay, I'm going to write a bunch of songs on the piano. So I can, you know, piano and guitar is usually my main bag of writing music, and they're both completely different instruments. So you seem to write different things on different instruments. But it's something that I don't think about. It's the only thing I don't overthink in my life.
Is writing music.
Is writing music. As
Wow.
soon as I'm writing music, the old all the brain switches off, and I just let it roll like subconsciously. That's why I like writing at 3 a.m. because you're in that dream state. There's something about that time of the morning where you kind of you're still sort of in that, I don't know what it is, alpha or beta or state or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'm not technical, but it's something about that time of the morning where you are much more creative than you are when all the airspace is taken up by everybody, at 11 o'clock at morning sort of thing. So
I gotta ask just real quick about Wesley Dean's sleep schedule here. Are you getting up at 3 a.m. or are you staying up till 3 a.m.?
No, getting up at 3 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's not every day, but it's a lot of days, and like as I was saying, I'm a dad now, so I try to I try to get in when I can. But it actually was born out of that. It was like, I've got no time during the day at the moment, so. When my second born was born, I was like, I've got no time during the day, so I'm going to get up really early before he gets up, and that's how it started. And I've been doing it for years, and it's been working, man. It's quite a lot of fun, just kind of seeing what comes out at that time of that. It's sort of such a crazy time of day night. It's a day night sort of situation, isn't it? Because it's nearly morning, but it's not. It's one of those kind of in between and that's sort of the best moment to write music, I think, anyway. There you go.
Well, I mean, as a college student, I have to agree. I'm up at 3 a.m. writing the paper,
course.
but I think we're on the opposite side. I'm staying up till 3 a.m. You're getting up at 3 a.m.
I used to do that, man.
Yeah. Well, you've got another tune to play for us here. It's called Blood Brothers. Anything you want to say about this song before you just hop right into it?
This is about the song. It's very dear to me. It's a song about friendships and how you can have a friend since you were born, and you can have a kind of a relationship with somebody, whatever it is, whatever it looks like. Then all of a sudden one day it just sort of goes away. It just sort of, and for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Even if there is no reason, it's funny how we just kind of like us as human beings on this planet, sort of just we're passers by. We connect and then we move on, It's called Blood Brothers. They were just kids kicking the football around, trading dirty magazines with their pages all stuck down. There was nothing left to do in their town but hide in machinery and places that you're not allowed. Running through the wheat farm, getting lost in open spaces, innocence written all over their preteen faces, still young and naive to believe anything they told each other. One liked to dream, the other his protector. They were blood brothers. They were blood brothers. Smell of cheap cologne and cracks in the walls. Second-hand cars made for breaking the rules. Everything was forever. Nothing ever changed at all. And time is a way to take its toll. They were blood brothers. They were blood brothers. Now that bond is broken, they ain't spoken in years. As they got older, the truth became clear. The grown-up problems kill off the young. And blood dries up. Now years are gone by and they're each other's ghost. They still have the memory of what mattered the most as the wind blows through the corridors of time. You can still hear their laughter echoing through the pine. They were blood brothers. They were blood brothers. Now that bond is broken, they ain't spoken in years. As they got older, the truth became clear that grown-up problems kill off the young. And blood dries up. And blood dries up. And blood dries up.
Wesley Dean with Blood Brothers on 91.1 The Globe. His most recent album, Music from Crazy Hearts, was released in April of this year. It's out wherever you get your music. More information about Wesley Dean and merch, vinyl, hats, everything can be found at wesleydeanmusic.com. Or if you want to catch up with him a little bit, you can check out his social media, Wesley Dean Music.
Yep.
Beautiful song, Wesley.
Thank you,
Another
man.
one.
Thank you
and
so much.
I just wanted to touch on a little bit here. Some of your, you mentioned growing up, going to bars that you really weren't allowed in, without your dad playing music and stuff. And obviously live music has to have a special place in your heart because you went on a tour and maybe a little bit of a tour with a little bit of a different feel because you loaded up the family in an RV and drove 5,000 miles across the country playing, quote, towns steeped in music history but off the beaten path.
Yeah.
So what was this tour to you and why was it so important, to drive, to go to the places off the beaten path, but steeped in music history?
We, it was the hottest summer ever recorded. We wrapped an RV with the album artwork and left Nashville 2023, summer of 2023, June 7. It's etched into my brain. And we left Nashville and went all the way down to New Orleans, through the crossroads, and across to Houston, Austin, Marfa, Amarillo, Lubbock, all through Texas, then Route 66 all the way to from Santa Fe, Las Vegas, LA, and up to San Fran. And so it was 5,500 miles or something, and had my two boys with us, obviously, my wife and a camera crew, and we filmed we filmed it for a documentary that's being made right now. Amazing to see the country like that.
Yeah.
It was incredible. We had the most profound experience, very high and very low all at once. I mean, everywhere we went, it was the hottest day on record. Like every time we landed in another place, it's the hottest day on record here in Lubbock. It's the hottest day on record here in Santa Fe. Like, man, it's following us around.
Yeah.
And the thing that was the most contrary RV you could have possibly imagined. We had flat tires and the generator exploded, and we had no air conditioning in the RV for pretty much the whole trip, and the whole thing was like a sauna, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and I feel like as a family unit, we learn a lot. My boys got to see America. Hopefully they can remember it when they grow up. But it was just something so unique and so different. I feel like a lot of people have done it, but we just did it in this kind of very almost naive way. Coming from Australia, it was like, where are we going next? And then we'd get into the town. It was like, oh wow, okay, It was just something that we all learnt a great deal from, and amazing. It was just a once in a lifetime sort of experience, because you can't replicate the first time, you know. And so, you know, added so much to the music. We shot 10 music videos for every song on this new record, Music from Crazy Hearts. So I've got 10 music videos, and nobody's doing that these days.
Yeah.
So it was, it was amazing.
Why'd you shoot 10 music videos? Why all of them?
Well, why not? I mean, you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I guess it was just, I sort of said it when we started kicking around the idea of getting into an RV and going through the country after the recording of the songs, and it was almost like, why don't we just do every song, you know? And as it does, you sort of, everything looks good on paper, and then as you start to do it, you're like, wow, this is a lot. Like, a lot of, but it was one of those things that I'll never ever regret. I mean, I just don't think I know it of an album, maybe a visualizing album or something that somebody's done, but can't think of an album, a release like I've done that has 10, for every song has a music video. So I just kind of thought, well, let's do it. Why don't we just see whether we're one of the first to do it, maybe, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also just loving the visual image of an RV just wrapped in album artwork.
If you go to my Instagram,
must have been epic.
If you go to my Instagram, music from or my TikTok or wherever you are on the digital platforms these days, and go down to 2023, it's all there, and some of it was just so crazy. You know, it's just like, but the artwork designed by my very good friend in Nashville, Becky, she. I don't think she'd ever designed artwork for an RV before, so it was like it was a unique experience for everyone, you know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I just have one last question here. What's next for Wesley Dean?
Touring. I want to take this music out on the road, and I want to come back here. I love this guy. I love this place. This is great. Please have me back sometime, you know.
Yeah, we will.
I've got many more songs to play, but you know, I've got touring next year. And we've just released the last music video for Crazy Hearts, for Music for Crazy Hearts, was a collaboration with the Nashville Ballet. And so we just did the video is with the Nashville Ballet. That's one that we didn't shoot on the road. Go on YouTube and check that one out. I'm pretty proud of that one. I've got a new music video coming out for Tennessee Road, which is a song I'm about to play. And I've got 2 more music videos coming out, and a whole bunch of shows that I want to announce very soon, coming next year. So
what, you pulling the RV back out, or what's the...
No RVs. No RVs will be used
RVs
in that
for
scenario,
Wesley Dean.
Hopefully we'll upgrade to a bus or something like that.
Well, he's got one more song to play for us here.
Man.
It's Tennessee Road, and if you listen to The Globe a lot, you probably recognize this one. Wesley, anything you want to say about this one before we get into it?
Well, thank you very much for playing it, firstly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. When we got to Nashville, when we first moved, I was driving up and down the 65, and it was just, you know, when you get to a new land, a whole new place, you really have no idea what you're doing for pretty much, well, for 2 years in our experience anyway. And, you know, it was middle of COVID, and I was just like, what do I do? Where do we go? Who do we... And I just started dreaming about this, people like me that move countries or cities or wherever, towns, to go chase a dream or to go live out their destiny, I guess, live out their dream, choosing their own destiny, I guess. And so it's just a love story about towns like Nashville, Tokyo, London, Sydney, wherever you are, to go and... better yourself, better your craft, and go live your life and chase down a destiny that you've always been dreaming of, you know.
Awesome. Well, you're going to play us out. Wesley Dean on 91.1 The Globe. This is Tennessee Road. Like I said, you can find more information at wesleydeanmusic.com or on social media, like he said, Wesley Dean Music as well.
Thank you.
Tennessee Road, Wesley Dean on 91.1 The Globe.
Thank you. Down big sky on a Tennessee road, driving on 65 to God only knows. Wouldn't want it any other way. She just trying to find a home, running down a big sky on a Tennessee road. Tennessee road now. She was just sweet 16 when she packed a Bible and a cheap six string. She'd been running away from her life. Now she's running into the wild, running down a big sky on a Tennessee road, playing that 1-for-5 to God only knows. She wouldn't want it any other way. She just trying to find a home, running down a big sky on a Tennessee road. Tennessee road. Tennessee road. She still believes in the American dream, hitching a ride on angel's wing. Now she's running away from her life. Now she's running out of time, running down a big sky on a Tennessee road, playing that 1-for-5 to God only knows, only knows. Wouldn't want it any other way. She just trying to find a home, running down a big sky on a Tennessee road, on a Tennessee road, Tennessee road, Tennessee road, Tennessee road, playing that 1-for-5, driving on 65. Trying to make it my home, trying to make it my home, trying to make it my home on a Tennessee road, Tennessee road.